it's pretty dated. You know, it's vintage 1970s stuff. And you know, I thought maybe there would be an opportunity to upgrade some of the stuff, the pictures that were back there. So I was looking, and one of the things I wanted to get was a picture of the Last Supper to put up in the sacristy. So I was, you know, looking at online. You know, by far the most common rendition of the Last Supper was the one that was done by Leonardo da Vinci. Right? Lots of people have that in their homes, that particular one. And I was looking at that, and I was actually kind of looking at the picture, trying to figure out if I could figure out who all the apostles were as they were depicted on the painting. A lot of times when artists, you know, make renderings of different saints on there, a lot of times they try to incorporate in some way a symbol that's somehow connected with them. But Da Vinci didn't do much of that in that picture, so it was actually kind of hard to try to pick them out. But for sure, I could get two. One was John, because John, we're told, you know, reclined at the breast of Jesus, so oftentimes he's shown with his head close to Jesus' chest. And for whatever reason, he's also depicted more often than not as a very kind of feminine character. Don't know why that was, but that's the way it is. The other one, though, that I was able to pick out was Judas. Now, in Da Vinci's painting, Judas is on the far left side. And one of the things that you can usually tell about him, why it helps you to pick him out usually, is most of the time he's depicted as not looking at Jesus. He was at the end of the table, which is, I think, the connection to this particular gospel story, kind of this lowest place of honor being at the end. And he's not looking at Jesus, but his symbol is often present, which for Judas is a money bag. Right? We're told in Scripture that Judas was the one who carried the purse, the one that had the money for the group. Now, the Last Supper we have up here is not the Da Vinci one, but it did follow that example. So instead of being on the left, he's on the right. He's this figure right here. He's looking down actually at his money bag sitting on the table. So it's kind of, I think the connection is, you know, it's this lowest place of honor at the banquet. As a priest, you know, you get invited to a lot of wedding banquets, wedding receptions, as we often call them. I can't do them as much as I used to because the 5 o'clock mass, right? I can't get out of here, you know, oftentimes early enough to be able to get there before the reception starts. But oftentimes when I can go, you get there and you're trying to figure out where they put you, which is always an interesting thing. I don't know the real stats that, you know, I haven't tracked it. My sense is it's about 50-50 in one of two ways. The first one is that they place you at the table with the parents. Okay? So you got the big head table up there. Part of the reason of going through and talk about the Last Supper, think about how that's set up, right? You got the one big table, everybody's on one side. You think about it at a wedding reception, what normally happens. You got the bride and groom up there, you got the wedding party on either flank and on either side, right? Then when you get out to all the guests, you're usually sitting at round tables, right? 6 or 8, depends on the size. And so that means it takes 8 people to fill one up. So oftentimes, like I said, get 50% or so of the time, get placed with the parents, which I think is kind of one of those things that's supposed to be a place of honor, right? Parents are a big deal in this, okay? They're also very happy. They're getting rid of their kid that day. So it's a good day for them. And so you've got this, you know, group, sitting up usually in the front, right off from the head table. And so when you get that, you usually treat that as kind of a place of honor. Then there's the other half of the time. And what often happens there is because you're the priest and you're only one person, you wind up being a seat filler. That, think it again. They're round tables with 8. And so they're trying to fill up all the places. More often than not, most guests come in 2s, right? Spouses or whatever. And they sit, and so then what happens is when you get an odd number. Well, now, how many times do you get the single person that's showing up, right? So as the priest, you're always coming as one, and so therefore you become the seat filler to fill up a table. Now, experience has shown that oftentimes in those scenarios, you get placed at the table with crazy Uncle Joe. And about 10 minutes into the conversation at the table, you realize why crazy Uncle Joe is by himself. And you're like, yeah, I kind of want to get out of here now. And you're trying to, wait as long as you can and then you leave. All right. Then there was the one time. You're thinking, what other scenario could there possibly be? There was one more. There was one time where I came, and sometimes, people have a seating chart on the outside. They'll tell you what table that you're at. Sometimes it's just the table tents. So, it depends. Every couple does it differently. And there was a seating chart out there as you were walking in. So I was trying to find my name, figure out what table I was at. And I couldn't find it. Now I'm kind of lost as to what I'm supposed to do. Should I just leave? And I was trying to make that decision because I didn't know where to go. You couldn't just plop yourself down at any table. That one of the parents, because I recognized them from the reception, or from the rehearsal, came up and said, no, you're not sitting at one of the regular tables. They decided to put you at the head table. And I'm like, oh, really? And I'm trying to figure out how this is going to look exactly. Right? Think again of what those head tables look like. Right? You got the couple in the middle, groomsmen going down one side, bridesmaids going down the other side. Where are they going to put me? So I find out that my chair is at the end of the bridesmaids. Basically, the Judas chair. And I'm sitting there at the end. I tell you, that was humbling. And you're there, and I'm trying, because now there's nobody on one side of me. And I've got one bridesmaid sitting on one side. And I try a couple of times to strike up a conversation with her, and she wants nothing to do with it. Because you got to imagine the visual, right? So you're looking at this, right? You got all the guys in tuxes down one side, all the women in these big goofy dresses, and then a guy in a black suit. And trust me, I wanted to get out of there as quickly as humanly possible. But it was a funny thing because it was one of those that was well intended. You know what I mean? It was really meant to be kind of like, they wanted everybody who was involved in the wedding itself to be up there. Right? Kind of got a little bit to do with that wedding thing. So, it's kind of nice that they thought in that way. But in the end, it turned out to be the opposite. It turned out to be really a much more humbling experience than it was to be in a place kind of honor. We listen to this gospel reading, and it almost sounds, if we read it on the surface, as if it's kind of a lesson in etiquette. That when you come, hey, just don't jump up to the first place, go to the last place so that when, the bridegroom comes in, it's like, oh, no, I don't want you here. Let me take you up to a better place. It isn't really a lesson in etiquette. It's actually a lesson in humility. If we think about it, right, Jesus gets to the real heart of the story near the end of the gospel when he says, and he turns to the host and he says, when you hold any kind of event, a lunch or dinner or whatever, invite the poor, the lame, the crippled, the blind, because those can't be paid. That's when you find, the truth in being generous and giving, is when someone cannot repay you. Part of our problem is, right, that we are the stars of our own galaxy, right? We are the center of our own universes too often. And when we do that, we choose to stratify ourselves, to make ourselves more important one person than another, based on whatever position or some sort of power that they have. And we're always either seeking to associate ourselves with those people or to become one of them ourselves. We're seeking honor instead of humility. Jesus is really trying to point out something that's important. That the more we place ourselves in that center and not God in that place, that we really start to push one another aside. If we allow God to be the center of our universe, then we come to respect each other. We come to really see that in God's eyes, it doesn't matter if you are a president or you are a homeless person, that all have equal value in the eyes of God. It's by our own choice that we choose to make those things different. It's the values that we place upon it that make people different. In God's eyes, they are the same. Think also of pride, which is the opposite of humility, what that does in our lives. Think about how we learn that so early in life. You can, all of us, whether you're a young person now, or you can think back to your earlier childhood, think about how early in life we learned that when we do something wrong, that there are consequences for that doing wrong. So we want to avoid this. We do something wrong, and we notice that we find out that we start doing something else, that we'll start to lie about it. Right? Little kid broke something. And realized the last time they did something wrong, that there was a consequence to that action. Now what's the choice? The choice now becomes, I'm going to blame my brother and sister. Or I'm going to pretend I don't know who did it. And then suddenly, right, it's all about pride, about saving face, about not wanting to get in trouble. It's a lesson we learn very early in life, that we're going to avoid the consequences because it hurts our pride. It makes us look worse. So we want instead to place the blame elsewhere. We start continuing on through life. We get into adolescence. And now all of a sudden, we have already formed our character. Our character is kind of our way that we respond to something new. And hopefully, if it's formed towards the good, we're going to make a good choice. Character tries to lead us to making the best choice when we don't know how else to respond. So now we get into a group setting. And the group wants to do something that's really against our values. We really don't want to do that. Everything inside of us is saying that is a bad idea. But then we still choose to do it because we don't want to look bad. Right? We go along with the group and go and do something that even though we know inside that it's wrong, we choose to do it because we'd rather save face. We'd rather look good in the eyes of our friends than to actually be good. We go on through life, and then what happens? We get into our work world and everything else. And then we get caught up in petty jealousies. We start spreading gossip about other people. We are talking bad about them. All in some sort of vain attempt to make ourselves look better. We're choosing now to try to make ourselves look good in comparison to other people by trying to knock them down. done so through the most of our life. This call in this gospel is to rediscover humility. To realize first and foremost that we are not the center of our universe, that we need to put God there. If we do so, it gives us a much better opportunity to see each other as brother and sister, to see each other as equal. And all of us are made in the image and likeness of God and are of equal value. Then it also helps us in our relationships with one another. If we're truly humble, we become comfortable with who we are. We're flawed individuals, to be sure. We're not always going to do the best that we can in everything we do. But we can be comfortable in our own skin and know that we can be the best person that we are if we're just humble and accepting, even as we strive to become better. Think of how much different would our world be if we made the choice to see each other with equal dignity. All of us created in the image and likeness of God. How different would we be as individual persons if we just recognized that in ourselves that we're good and we treated each other with kindness and respect? How different could things be?